Hello, this is Brittany.
And I'm Tori.
And this is...
the Be Afraid of the Dark podcast.
I know nothing about podcasting.
I don't either, but we're going to wing it and it's going to be a great time.
We can hope so. It's kind of scary.
Well, how are you starting this wonderful weekend that we've decided to record on?
I'm great because I get to spend it with my best friend. So
Aw, look at you being cute.
I know, always.
My car decided to work, so that was a great start to my day.
That surprised me when you told me that in the first place.
We got coffee. We are both in very unattractive, cozy clothes right now.
You still can't talk.
Never will be able to.
Well, that's all right.
Why we decided a podcast would be great for me? No idea.
Maybe we thought it would improve your hearing.
I'm actually surprised there's been no feedback with my hearing aids and the microphones or anything like that. So we're doing great. This is a great time.
A1 class.
Woo!
A1. And can we thank my husband over here?
Our lovely producer.
He's great. He wants something out of this. Not really sure what it is. But...
I don't know, but full round of applause, everyone.
Yay! All right, we're from Michigan.
The lovely state of the mitten.
And our first story will be about lovely Michigan.
And it's Hell's Bridge.
Spooky. It's technically one of the biggest urban legends in Michigan, but I really don't think it's an urban legend from being there myself.
I've never been there. So you're the only one, like, I've heard other people's stories of Hell's Bridge, and it's actually quite local to us.
It's not that far. It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so it's really not far, but I am a big, like, haunted house, like, fake haunted stuff. But when it comes down to, like, the actual let's go to a place that's said to be haunted, I'm like, maybe I'll sit outside with my sage.
Better not.
I'll just sit outside with some sage.
I'll bring the crystals. You bring the Lord, I'll bring the crystals.
So, I've never been, and I, especially after doing all the research, do not plan.
I highly don't
going.
ever recommend going. It scared me.
Marshall was like, yeah, we can take a trip. And I was like, I don't think so. Like, I'm okay. Thank you, though. Thanks for the offer.
Well, my husband, Lucas, was like, oh, well, you say it's so spooky and you want me to believe in all the paranormal. Him being a total skeptic sitting here listening to this is gonna be a fucking joke. He was like, well, let me go. And I'm like, no, you're not bringing a demon home.
That's I think I'm okay with leaving demons where they are.
They're good. They can stay there. It exists there. They don't need to come into my home.
Right. Like, I have my own experiences. I don't think any of them have been demonic, and I am truly okay with that.
I mean, we got our little ghostie that lives in this basement that my husband will deny from day one, but it's fine.
We'll get into that later. We'll have to do a whole, like, thing about just, we'll probably just throw personal experiences here and there.
I would.
Yeah.
Why don't you
sprinkle them over, over the top.
That'd be a good idea. Why don't you start us off, Britt? Lay me down with some knowledge.
Lay you down with some knowledge. I got you.
I'm ready. I'm listening. I have my coffee and vape. I'm good.
Starbies and the nicotines.
Nothing better.
Okay. So Hell's Bridge is... they say roughly starts in the 1800s is where the originating urban legend comes from. And they are calling the guy that, is our main bad guy.
Ooh, we love a villain.
Yes, our protagonist. Antagonist.
I don't remember. I didn't do that well in school.
Okay, we're doing great. Elias Frisky, I believe. Frisky. No, it's Friskie. Frisky. He supposedly lived next to the river that the bridge goes across. Although there's no record anywhere, like no census record that he ever existed. There is a Frisky family that lived in the area, but not until 1910. But no Elias or whatnot. So the story goes, he had a house near the bridge, and there's two different like branches of this. So the first one goes as he was either left in charge of this group of children, which a old man or like a single man living by the river doesn't sound like my ideal babysitter.
Who just leaves their children with a grown-ass man?
I don't know. So that's like so he was either he was like given to watch the children, because there's another like little side thing that says that children had been like slowly disappearing. So all the able-bodied adults were giving their children to him to watch so that they could go in search to find the other missing children.
Does not seem sus at all, but
No.
all right.
The other way is that he obviously started kidnapping kids.
That sounds obvious, but all right.
Right. And at some point during his watch, there's no record of how many children. Like, there's not a number of children that he had in his possession. But in his custody of these children, he decided to lead them down to the river and slowly, one by one,
Oh, great.
dip them in.
Oh.
There's also not really, no one speculates how he supposedly killed these children. Some say that he roped them all together, like in a line, like a toddler line. You know what I'm talking about?
Toddler line?
Like a preschool. Hold the rope, guys.
What a way. What a way to keep your kids together. Give them to the old ass man that lives in town and wonder why your kids are disappearing.
Right. So, there's one story that says that he, tied all the children together with a rope and laid them down. And then, he murdered them. And the story says he either buried them in the banks of the river or he just threw them in the river to slowly float downstream.
What?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, just
casually tossing children into the water.
Right. So then there's basically two different branches of this story, because one said that when the parents went to go look for their children, they already found him hanging above the bridge, or from the bridge, covered in blood and dead already. Another one says that they found him covered in blood, and when they asked him why he did it, he said a demon told him that he had to kill the children.
Why is it always the devil's fault?
It's not. This is just a demon. He didn't say the devil. He just said a demon. Very different. One of the devil's workers.
Why is it always their fault?
Well,
why can't he just be a bad human being?
Well, because they're not generally good people in themselves.
But what a shame he died.
Well, so the second story, when they find him alive, they take the rope that he had tied the children together, and they, as people did back in the 1900s, took justice into their own hands, and they used the rope that he tied the children to hang him from the bridge. And they obviously killed him.
We love a good public execution.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, there's no number of children, so obviously have no number of how many people took care of our old Mr. Frisky. But nowadays, if you go look and visit our friendly Hell's Bridge, you'll find the tree right before passing over the bridge is covered in graffiti, is what the website says. But if you look at pictures, it's satanic symbols.
Oh, really? No surprise there.
The path is also barely wide enough for one person to get to the bridge. So really no one wants you there.
Obviously.
Um,
Not like it's a huge keep
Right.
out.
yeah. The metal bridge that is Hell's Bridge was said to have only been placed there to one day be replaced by a stone bridge. But it obviously never was. Some encounters that people say that they have are orbs and photos. They hear the screams or the laughter of the children.
Nothing more terrifying than children's laughter in the middle of the dark woods.
Yes, because obviously you have to go at midnight.
Well,
Midnight
of
is
course.
yes. Then some people say they see red eyes with a deep laughter in the forest, like out in the distance, and they believe that to be the spirit that told Elias to kill the children.
Well, duh.
Yeah. So, yeah, at midnight, they say, is when you can hear the devil or the demon laughing.
That just sounds like a blast.
Super, super fun.
And I can totally relate. I was a stupid teenager.
Right?
And we decided to go and visit Hell's Bridge because, it's spooky. We got to go and do it.
Obviously. Why wouldn't, I wasn't one of those teens. Even though I've always loved spooky, I literally couldn't.
Well, we did. And I remember my little Catholic school girl having ass walking out there with a rosary just in case I want to bring anything home with me. I learned one thing from being in Catholic school. The cross helps.
I'll bring the rosary to keep away the demons.
And we began walking through the woods, and it was really sus. There was no sound. Like, nothing.
So I guess I have to, so is there like a parking lot?
No, it's like deep in the woods. Like, you have to walk your happy ass a decent ways to get into the middle of the woods.
Okay, so this is legit just like in the middle of
It's
nowhere.
literally in the middle of nowhere, like in the woods. There's like a little path, and then you have to go off a path to get there.
Okay.
And as we're walking down, there's no noise except like us walking. Like
no birds.
Nothing. Just nothing.
No bunnies.
No bunnies. I wish there were bunnies. Probably would have made a greater experience. I like that the bunnies are more important in this.
What?
Say the bunnies.
No deer, I should say. No crinkling in the distance.
No, nothing. And as like we're approaching the bridge, you see said tree. Vibing over there.
Our demonic tree.
Yeah, just chilling. And we're just standing there. And you heard this like laughter and these growls coming, and you're like, oh. And then you heard like screaming and like crying and children's laughter, like running around, like all just like it was coming like all around.
I know, joke. Just like I have not like chills, but like the eerie feeling, like where your body's like tense and you feel like your skin's crawling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
I didn't like the feeling being there. And I remember just like being like, this is a whole hell of nope. Like,
so did you actually go out onto the bridge, or did you just stay on the?
I stayed on the far side. I never went on the bridge.
Okay.
Because I was like, this seems like it's not going to be a good idea, and I'm hearing shit that I already don't like. So I'm already like, I think we should go.
We should go. Like,
I think they're like, no. I'm like, are you not like hearing what's happening right now?
So were you all like reacting to it?
Yeah.
And
but they're just like, oh, but there has to be more. Like, we gotta see what's on. I'm like, no,
what more is there other than your demonic laughter and the children? Like, I don't.
And I'm just,
what more do you want?
I don't want anything else. And I remember just looking around, and I look up, and there's red at the other end of the ridge. There's these 2 red dots, and I was like, fuck this shit. And I'm running back, not having any idea where I'm going. I just want to get the fuck out of here.
So do you remember what time you went?
It was after midnight.
Okay.
And I'm literally like, our Father who art in heaven, Hail Mary, full of grace. I'm like going down the road as I'm running. So I'm like, I'm not taking his happy ass home with me. And then eventually I hear all of them running. They're like, oh, I guess it is true. And I'm like,
No, they just say haunted places are haunted for no reason.
like, no, bro. They were just vibing for no reason at all. But I ended up finding other stories that were a little creepy.
I have a really good one. If you would let me bless your ears with it.
Bless my little ears.
Okay.
Your voice is like ear candy to me.
Oh, don't talk so sweet to me.
Oh.
Okay, there it goes. All right. So this one's from a website called Mysterious Michigan. It's a reader submission for their website. It says, my 2 friends and I just got back from Hell's Bridge. We walked about 14 feet down the path when another car pulled up with about 5 or 6 people in it. It was pretty eerie, so we decided to all group up. The setting was perfect, pulling into Fricky Drive, which is another reason why they think that's why they made the guy's name Frisky, whatever. And watching the entire fog rise from the damp street, the atmosphere alone was freaking us all out. We trekked further into the woods until we came to the bridge. We got there about 5 minutes to midnight. As soon as someone said that it was midnight, we heard ominous laughter come from the woods.
Ugh.
We all looked at each other, along with the 4 other people there, and walked onto the bridge. For a while, it looked like someone was walking on water towards us, and the girls there had left right after that. So every girl that was in the group dipped.
Why would you still be there if you see someone walking on water? Because I bet you at midnight it ain't Jesus. Like, I'm sorry.
Everyone there heard what sounded like children faintly screaming and whimpering.
Goosebumps on toe.
Me and the guy next to me looked down at the water and saw a kid floating there.
Oh, hell no. Nope. Bye.
That's when we got the bleep off that bridge. That's when you put bleep.
My God.
The second party of people left while me and my 2 friends and my brother stayed back. I got my brother to come back into the middle of the bridge with me because apparently they thought that was a good idea. To see if we could hear or see anything else before we left. I pointed to the spot where the other guy and I saw the kids, and when we both looked, we saw 2 more kids with ropes around them floating in the water. We hauled our asses out of those woods.
I hauled my ass out well before any of that.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but seeing children floating dead in the water is not what I want to be doing.
10 out of 10, don't recommend.
10 out of 10, do not recommend.
So I ended up finding another one from Reddit.
Ooh,
we love Reddit.
We love a good Reddit story.
We were looking for a thrill, so we decided to visit this metal bridge that everyone's been talking about. We never believed all the stories of this place, but with this night, it brought us the cold of winter and the stinging of our bare faces as we decided to approach this bridge. I lost where I was at. Oh my gosh. Neither of us really grew unsettled, at least until we heard the rattling of the metal bridge in the wind. Upon arriving, we walked out to the middle of the water.
I'm sorry. The rattling of the bridge, that doesn't sound like a structurally safe bridge. If a metal bridge rattles in the wind, I'm sorry, I'm not walking my ass out there to fall. I already have a thing with bridges, so this is like already a hell no for me.
You're relatable.
But like for it to rattle in the wind and you'd be like, yeah, me and my 10 friends should all stand on this bridge at one time.
For a short time, we stood around, looking, listening, but there was nothing. So, my boyfriend decided to look under the bridge, but with no avail.
Oh, they didn't see the children floating. Okay.
So we figured it was just a legend, obviously. As I began to walk back, I was struck with the most rancid of odors. The smell of this being rotting eggs and what I could only consider as death. I turned completely around to see a figure at the far end of the bridge. My boyfriend turned around and gave this exact description. It appeared to be an old man, but standing next to this old man was just burning red eyes. He had ropes in each hand. I was shaking, and I was not willing to look over the side of this bridge or even look back over. I hauled my ass back to the car, and I left.
Good. Good for you. We are proud of you. When in doubt, get the fuck out.
What a motto.
Right? There it is. I just quoted. That's our when in doubt, get the fuck out.
All right. And this one is a little bit creepier. This one like made me even be like, ugh.
I don't like when you find stories that make you go, because they'll definitely make me go,
Yeah. So this one had a much darker outcome.
I love that for us, not them.
Exactly. It was approaching nightfall, and something started to not feel right. As my friend and I looked down the side of the bridge at this huge tree, it gave us a really unsettling feeling. So what did we do, you ask? Well, of course we walked over to it and sat our happy asses down.
Oh, not only did they go, but they sat down, where it makes running away so much harder.
While leaning against the tree, we decided that this was the perfect time to pull out our voice recorder.
Oh, I thought you were going to say picnic. Just picnic on the hell's tree.
You know it. Digital camera and a camcorder.
Oh.
And went to town.
Oh, we got amateur ghost hunters out in here.
All right. We got a cold chill running up our back, which was odd because it was hot as fuck outside right now in this little Michigan town. We heard people walking down the path, figuring it was other curious investigators. We waited, but no one came. Shortly after, we began to feel physically ill. So we grabbed our shit and hauled ass back to the car. Once we arrived home and listened to the voice recorder, we began to hear unexplained noises. Those would be including voices of children crying, a girl singing, and really large. I mean, it's a demon, he's probably large. Really loud, bizarre growls. But the most noticeable of things that scared me was I had bruises on my right arm that were spaced the width of 3 human fingers. I can safely say that I will never return to Hell's Bridge again, and I recommend that none of you do. We have contact, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what's funny? Is I found that same story.
Did you really?
Yeah, that was going to be my other story too.
Ah, look at us.
Twinsies. So guys, I think it's safe to say that maybe, although it may sound fun,
Don't go on a fucking metal bridge in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, because one, safety concerns. As I spoke before, hella safety concerns.
Top priority is our safety.
And this does not sound like a safe ghost adventure.
But wait, shouldn't the top priority be demons? Don't get possessed by demons.
We'll put that at number 2, because if you die before they can possess you, that's still a problem. But also, number 2, do not get possessed by a demon.
Okay, good. Same page.
So, protect yourself beforehand if you ever do feel so inclined to go.
Always protect yourself. Bring protection with you. Don't care what it is.
Sage up, incense, whatever. Crystals, blankies. We always safe under a blankie. Exactly. She's got hers. We're ready.
I'll bring Monsi with me wherever I go. Try me, bitch. Try me, Mr. Demon. Monsi will save me.
And then 3, don't go alone. If you're gonna go down, bring other people with you.
Yeah, they really won't know where you are.
Yeah, exactly. No one will know where to find your body if you go alone.
Well, we'll probably be in the pits of hell.
That, or in the banks of the river, or floating downstream.
Well, they'll find you eventually.
Not if you're in the banks.
True.
If Elias, Ellis, whatever his name is, Frisky.
Frisky.
If he finds you, we don't know the true way of how he got rid of the children. So it could be there's just a bunch of bones in the banks of that river. So
Kind of makes me want to be like, hey, so like I'm looking for fossils. Can you like drain that water? Because they think something's there. No, I'm not looking for human bones or anything. I just really want to see if there's some fossils in there.
fossils in Michigan.
What? They found that dinosaur like not too long ago in like the road cruise or whatever. They found some like fossil.
I don't remember that, but
It was literally like 2 months ago.
I don't watch the news. Spooky news is the only news that gets.
It got sent to my phone. That's the only reason I knew.
Oh shoot! I should probably look that up. But
there were rah-rahs in Michigan.
Rah-rahs? Don't tell me that because I want dinosaurs.
There were rah-rahs.
Rah-rahs.
They would protect us from demons. The
I
rah-rahs would.
don't think so. I feel like, you know how like there's certain dogs that like look really mean, but then the second they get scared, they dip. I
like
feel
the
that
pugs that look like they ran into glass doors. Like, is that what we're getting at? Because they look real scary too, but they're not.
Pugs do not look scary. Pugs are like super, super adorable.
Rottweilers look scary to me until I met Thor. And now I have no fear of Rottweilers.
That's true. Thor is the most cuddly, chunkiest boy. But anyway, to move on to our email. We do have an email that we would love to hear all your spooky stories, encounters, and whatnot.
I hope one of you's been visited by an alien. Please tell me. I fucking love aliens.
Oh, Jesus criminy. So please email us at beafraidofthedarkpodcast@gmail.com. We do check it often because we have no lives. So please email us.
And we will have socials as well for Facebook and Instagram for Be Afraid of the Dark podcast.
Coming shortly. We're just slackers.
We have lives other than this too.
Surprisingly.
You're not wrong. But I guess to end this, I will say,
Nicole, remember,